Hey, what is going on, guys? My name is LuckyBunz, and in today's video we are going to be embarking on a brand new journey, a journey towards completing the Shiny Evolution Living Dex in Pokemon Sword and Shield. Now, this is a task that would otherwise be impossible if it wasn't for Shiny Raid Den farming in Pokemon Sword and Shield. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I'll leave a link in the description below that'll take you to an Austin John Plays video that will actually show you how to do it. But anyways, point being is, I'm going for every single shiny in this game in its evolved form. The reason I'm not going for like every single shiny is because I feel like that's kind of an impossible task that I probably won't complete. But this is something that's doable, it's attainable, and I actually think we can do it. Now keep in mind, guys, not every Pokemon is going to be accessible from the raid dens. For example, the starter Pokemon, you have to get those from hatching. There's no other way to get them other than hatching them for the shiny. And I'm also going to be excluding legendary Pokemon from this list, as there's no known way to get them in their shiny form outside of hacking, which we're not going to be doing. So everything that we're doing, guys, throughout this journey is going to be legit. It just takes a lot of time. And so basically you're going to need 2 people in order for this method to work. You have to have 1 person hosting the raid. This is going to be the person that's actually farming the shiny dens, arguably the toughest part. And then second, you need people to catch the Pokemon and then trade them over to you. And so once again, big shout out to my friend Rob, because we wouldn't even be able to be doing this if it wasn't for him actually farming these shiny dens. And he's told me that he wants to go all the way, like he wants to get every single shiny from the entire game, and I'm completely on board. Let's actually get a Shiny Living Evolution Dex, guys. I'm not kidding. Now, as I previously mentioned, this is only possible because of the Shiny Den farming method. If we were doing traditional farming, this really just wouldn't work out. And again, that's like the realistic approach to this. I don't really think I would be able to get every single shiny in its evolved form if I was hatching eggs like all day, every day. It would just take way too long. But with this method, we are combining traditional farming and Shiny Raid Den farming to actually try and obtain every single shiny evolved form in Pokemon Sword and Shield. So what I've been doing right now is we've been going through the raid dens, and we just finished raid den number 132. I'll go ahead and I'll show you guys my layout here in a second, but at the same time, in order to be efficient, I'm going through and hatching Score Bunny eggs with the hidden ability. Some of you guys may know that it took me about 800 eggs to actually get my shiny Grookey, which is quite a lot of eggs, especially considering that we were using the Masuda method with the shiny charm. We were like 300 eggs over the average rate. So I'm hoping that Score Bunny and Sobble don't take as long, but either way, guys, we are going to be multitasking it. We're basically doing the raids and farming for those shinies that you can only get from eggs at the same time, trying to utilize our time as best as possible. Now, with that being said, let me go ahead and show you guys my layout. So first of all, we have our squad tab. This basically has all of my good Pokemon. Most of them are level 100 at this point. And from all the XP candy that we're getting, we could easily get the ones that aren't to level 100. Moving along here, we have my shiny farming tab. This is basically just to throw all the shinies that we get from the raids in here. Anything extra will eventually be given away. So if you guys are not subscribed to the channel, I would definitely subscribe if you do want to get some of these shinies in the future, because I will be giving away anything that is extra. After that, we have our first shiny dex, and again, I've actually gone ahead and done this in the past. With my first playthrough, I wanted to have a Living Evolution Dex, and so I did just that. I organized my entire Pokemon storage, 7 boxes worth, with every single Pokemon from Sword and Shield in order in its evolved form. So everything here, guys, it is complete. This Pokemon right here is Chandelure, which is in my inventory right now. But as you guys can see, we have literally obtained every single Pokemon in Sword and Shield in its final evolution form. Now, I understand some Pokemon don't have evolution forms like Mawile or Sableye, but again, the idea here is to have them in their final form, whether that be their base form or their 3rd stage form. It just depends, I suppose, but I hope you guys understand the idea here. And so for Pokemon like this, it's going to be difficult to get them because we are going to have to hatch them, or sorry, go through the fossil process to get these shinies. That's going to be kind of a pain, but I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get there, right? For right now, we're going to focus on getting everything else, and for the most part, I do think it is actually pretty obtainable. Even if we aren't able to complete this, guys, we're going to have at least 90% of every single shiny evolution form in Pokemon Sword and Shield by the time we're done with this. So where exactly does our journey start here? So first of all, I've actually gotten 2 shinies in Sword and Shield prior to doing the Shiny Raid Den method. But to start off our journey with the Shiny Raid Den method, our very first shiny that we got was Tentacruel. Tentacruel was the first one that my friend had gotten to work. He actually ended up messing up the raid den like shortly after that. We got the Kingdra as well, but then I guess something happened on his part, or at least he like skipped too many frames over, or like not enough frames, or I don't know exactly what happened, but like he messed it up, right? So he had to go find another raid den and do the same exact thing all over again, which again, guys, is a very, very long process depending on how many frames you have to skip through. I believe it took him about 2 to 3 years in time frames, right? So you're skipping one day at a time, right? That's, oh my gosh. Again, give him a lot of props for this. But anyways, he basically picked a Dragon Den in the Isle of Armor. So our next Pokemon was the Kommo-o. And we farmed that quite a bit. It actually had the hidden ability, which was super awesome. This is also a pretty cool shiny. It's actually really interesting to see these shinies in Pokemon Sword and Shield, just because there's a lot of them that I just have not really paid attention to. Like, I never realized Kommo-o was pink, and that's kind of uncommon for a shiny, but it looks really cool. So yeah, I'm with it. I know one of you guys, when I posted it on my community tab, you're just like, oh, that's a weird looking shiny. I'm just like, I mean, I like it, but you know, to each their own, right? After that, we got the Druddigon. This is a green shiny. I know there's like so many green shinies in this game. This is a pretty cool one. Again, not too much trouble catching these Pokemon for the most part. I've been using repeat balls, which I believe give you 3.5 times catch rate if you have already caught that Pokemon before. And I've caught all these Pokemon before, so yeah, pretty much the go-to. After that, we got the Turtonator, and then we got the Noivern. And Noivern has one of the coolest shinies I think I've seen in the game. That one looks amazing. So yeah, definitely hyped on the Noivern. Turtonator also pretty cool shiny. Again, it's really cool to hit like a Dragon Den this early on as well, just because like dragons are awesome. I mean, I don't have to explain that too much. A lot of players like the dragons, and yeah, it was a really, really cool raid den to start off. Once again, if you guys want to find these Pokemon yourself, this is going to be raid den 132. Moving forward, our next raid den that we're going to be tackling is going to be raid den 146, which actually has the Mega Blastoise. And that is a Pokemon that he really, really wants, my friend Robert. So yeah, again, it's really his preference. We're just kind of going along for the journey. There's really no order that I, need to complete this in. It's just one at a time. We're just gonna keep on getting them one at a time. And I'm gonna try and include a decent amount of shinies in every single video, guys. I don't want this to just be like a very spammy series where it's like I'm posting like one shiny a video. I just don't think that's really good for you guys as viewers. I want to make it as quality as possible, so expect a lot of shinies per video. I'm not going to try and milk this as much as I can. I'm going to try and make really good videos out of this, exciting, enjoyable reactions, and we'll see how it goes. If it ends up doing well, I'll keep it on the main channel. If not, I'll just move it on over to the second channel, because this is definitely a creative passion that I want to kind of pursue, and I think that's really important. As of lately, I've really enjoyed making the Sword and Shield videos. It's kind of been a breath of fresh air from Go Battle League, which I know Premier Cup did come out, and I may or may not make some videos on that in the future. Probably will, but Go Battle League has just been such a mess. Pokemon Go has been such a mess lately. I mean, outside of the friend update and the rockets, I mean, it has been really, really buggy in Go Battle League. And so that's why this challenge is really exciting for me, because we get to tackle something that I don't think anybody has done yet, and maybe people have, maybe they just haven't showcased it on a YouTube video, but I just think the journey itself is going to be what's enjoyable. And so as we finish up our first video, guys, I actually just want to go through the Shiny Dex boxes and kind of showcase everything that we have so far. Once again, there are going to be 9 boxes in total, but we only have like 8 unique shinies at this point. So yeah, we have a lot of work to do, and definitely expect the videos to be longer in the future. This was more or less an intro video, and I just kind of wanted to get you guys hyped about this process because it's gonna be pretty fun, not gonna lie. I think being able to experience shinies like this is something that I've always dreamed of, but never really thought it was possible. And again, big shout out to my friend Rob, because this would not be possible if he was not grinding out those shiny raid dens. So let's go ahead and take a look at everything that we have so far. So this is my first shiny, the shiny Rillaboom. Got that from a hatch. We don't have anything in box number 2. Box number 3, we have this Noivern, and then we have my Alcremie, which I also got from a raid, a random raid that I actually joined one time on stream. So that is actually pretty cool. This is also the G-Max form too. So yeah, shiny G-Max, pretty awesome. And so the G-Max Pokemon are going to be really difficult to catch. They have such a terrible catch rate, but we got one, and we're starting off with one. All right, moving along here, nothing in box 4, box 5, nothing. Box 6, we have the Turtonator. Box 7, we have the Kommo-o. And then in box 8, we have the Tentacruel, and we have the Druddigon. I should probably just showcase it like this as well so you guys can see the shinies. And then finally, in box 9, we have the Kingdra. Once the Crown Tundra comes out, we'll have to probably add another box or two to accommodate for those new Pokemon, but as of right now, this is basically everything. And keep in mind, guys, things can change in the future. If I decide to not go for, like, the fossil Pokemon, I guess, for example, I could always just change the layout of these boxes. And similarly for, like, Rotom and stuff like that, I'm not sure how realistic it would be to go for a shiny, but we'll kind of cross that bridge when we get there. As of right now, we're going to focus mainly on the starters to hatch them shiny, as well as the Pokemon from the raid dens, as that seems to be the most obtainable as of right now. I definitely have high hopes for this series, but if it also doesn't work out, I'll most likely just be moving on over to my second channel. So again, it really just depends on how much you guys want to be watching these. I think it's really cool. I think it's pretty exciting to actually go through all these shinies. I don't think anyone has done anything like this in the past, or at least has gone for every single shiny in its evolved form, at least not in Sword and Shield. So yeah, as of right now, I think this is a pretty original thing to do, or at least it's not something that I've personally seen happen. And again, the shiny raid den farming is going to make this process a lot faster, but don't get me wrong, guys, this is still a very difficult and time-consuming process, so it will take some time to get everything. We are going to try and obtain every single shiny evolution form in Pokemon Sword and Shield. I'm really excited. I hope you guys are too. I don't really have too much else to say though, so if you guys are looking forward to the next episode, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below, and I'll see you real soon as we get started with some intense shiny hunting.